Welcome back to Sunday Night MTG, here live on location in Memphis, Tennessee for Magic Fest Memphis, wrapping up day one of a grueling day of Standard. And we're here with Michael Arrowsmith, aka Baldy. Affectionately, we'll be calling you Baldy for the rest of the time. So thank you very much for being here.
Of course, absolutely.
So you're from Dallas.
I am.
And you've been judging for 9 years?
About 9 years. I've been doing it mostly on the large event scale.
Sure.
I kind of became a judge, realized I was relatively good at it, and then immediately jumped into Star City Tour, Grand Prix, and now Magic Fest. So, yeah, love doing it. I try to do it almost every weekend.
Yeah, that's really one of those labor of love, in my opinion. I've been a long-time grinder on the MTG circuit. I've seen, I don't think I've had any bad rulings with you in my career so far, but you know, it's always something that you never know what's happening. And right now we have a standard that is really diverse and unique, has some really pushing the envelope type of cards. Let's talk a little bit about what has been happening on the floor today.
So we've had a lot of we'll say issues. This is one of the more challenging environments for Standard right now because we have a return of like a Turbo Fog-esque deck, which is kind of a pain to play against, and it's a little difficult to judge. We've had a lot of issues with card counting. Has been a really big thing for this particular event, at least, where players are getting lost on where we are in a turn. Have we drawn for the turn? Did you draw? Is it my turn? Is it your turn? And things like that. And as judges, we have to decipher all of this. And in an ideal world, all the players, remember everything that happened. That doesn't always happen. And so now we have to operate on less than perfect information and try to rebuild what's going on in this game to try to get back on track as close to the way it was, and ideally perfect as we can. This becomes issue with like Growth Spiral and guild summits and different guilds coming in and all the cantrips that are available. Plus counter wars cap. So you have all these different things that are affecting the game, and then when something goes wrong, we don't know if it happened now or did it happen 6 or 7 times priorities ago.
Right.
And it gets a little difficult to decipher, and so that's been the thing that was kind of plaguing at least me today. I had 4 or 5 calls on I don't know if I drew if I played a land this turn, or I'm not sure if I drew for the turn, and getting those counts with so many things on the board is it's a challenge.
And this is a Grand Prix. This is leading into what's now known as the Mythic Championship, or the Pro Tour, as what I'll always call it. So this is serious. This is not your Friday Night Magic. This is a next level competition. And in that being said, I know that in day 2 it's on the professional REL.
Yes.
But even before day 2, I think that people that are playing in a GP almost need that extra communication with their opponent, and making sure that maybe you keep slightly better notes just for when a judge does come to the table. You can go back and say, Judge, I've got these notes, this is what happened, because like you said, it's almost like a narrative between the 2 players, and you're doing the best job that you can to make a judge call.
Yep.
So in how do you keep, when maybe somebody's not getting a favorable call, or maybe it went a different direction and they're getting a little testy, or they're getting a little attitude problem? How do you keep it in check without it overflowing?
Well, so the longer we go into the tournament, when we get into like round 7, round 8, where this is my winning in for day 2, or we get into day 2 where this is my winning in for top 8, or this is if I make this I top 32 and I cash. The players get a lot more opinionated, a lot more almost needly of what happened, or trying to make sure that a ruling goes in their favor, because we're playing for money, we're playing for pro points, we're playing for bonuses from sponsors. This becomes very, very important. When you have a call that potentially can go sideways, you have to go into every call, because you don't know which one's gonna explode like that. You have to go into every call with very, very good customer service. It's one of those things of how you arrive on the call is going to set the tone for the call. You can have 2 very heated players, and if you come in just like, all right, what's the problem? Well, now you're just kind of adding more fuel to that fire that potentially blows up. Which you're, hey players, how can I help you? I'm here to help you. If you see this start to flare up a little bit, okay, no, I understand. I'm trying to get you back on track. I need you to help me help you. And then if it continues like that, you separate the players away and give a moment to catch their breath and get back on. Don't be angry at me. Don't be angry at your opponent. Look at the situation, and we're trying to help you here.
Right.
Help me help you. And usually, if you're put yourself into their shoes and communicating openly with them, can usually diffuse that type of situation. But you have to have that understanding that this is important. Sometimes this is somebody's livelihood. You have to share that customer service. It's really important. We really push that really hard with younger judges coming up. The customer service is the number one thing. You have to be approachable. You want to be leaving at events with players having a super positive experience and looking forward to coming to the next Magic Fest. Or it's an amazing feeling as a judge when you show up at an event and, oh yeah, I remember you from that event. You're my absolute favorite judge. It really makes you feel good. I want to feel good a lot, so I want to continually have this happen. So that's definitely one of my big goals coming to an event, and it helps me when I'm to diffuse as well.
Well, I think a testament of a really good judge is you're going to come in, be fair, be consistent, be friendly, have that customer service. If you come to my table and I'm playing and it may not work out as well that I may have seen, or it might have been totally my bad, but I was trying to get a judge to see it my way, and it's just say, hey, I understand you see it like that. Unfortunately, that's not the way it goes. Next time try to do this. And I think those are some of the calls that, even though I personally have had some that didn't go my way, I really respect judges that come to the table with that calm demeanor, with that attitude of helping, and let's learn from this. How can this help you for the next thing? Or maybe this was game one, don't lose your cool. You still have a chance, maybe this game might be out of line or whatnot, but I think it says a lot. And these tournaments are long.
They are.
You start early in the morning. If you play all the way through, you're going today. There was totally of 9 rounds if you qualified, and people's tempers get short. Like you said, there's a lot of stakes involved when you start getting into the other rounds. Day 2, of course, is professional level, so you want to raise your game up that next time. From a judge perspective, beyond having somebody remember you from event to event, what are some of the other things that are really rewarding about being a judge?
So, the judge program as a whole is almost like a second family, and that's a really important, especially very much to me, but to a lot of people. Having that base where you get to see those friendly faces and those mentors, almost like those mother and father figures. And then when you start progressing up in the program, now you're the mentor, and now you have obviously you don't want to look at someone as your child, but you mentor someone, and it's amazing watching judges grow, because you become proud because you've helped them grow almost like a parent. It's a very family, close-knit environment. And I really like that. It's one of the great benefits of it is the tight-knit community. People are there to help each other grow and advance and succeed. You don't have a lot of people in this program that are wanting to see you fail, ever. I haven't experienced that in this environment as much as pretty much any other environment I've ever seen, because other environments are a lot more cutthroat. This is more of a family.
Right.
It's great.
So as we wrap up, what would you give advice as far as some up-and-coming judges, or judges that may want to upgrade from maybe an F&M or an IQ level all the way up to GP and beyond?
My number one thing is, when you are given an opportunity, make the most of that opportunity. The harder you work, the more you put into the judge program, the more you're going to get out of the judge program. People see you work hard. They see you, studying up on the rules, communicating in forums. They see you on an event floor, and you're eager to learn. And if you make a mistake, you don't beat yourself up about it. I'm going to get the next one right. And you keep pushing forward. People are going to see that, and they're going to give you more opportunities and more opportunities. But you have to take every one of those opportunities and run with it and give your 110% on it, and the opportunities will come. The harder you work, the more you're going to reap. That's how it is. Definitely work hard and don't waste opportunities. It's definitely the number one advice from me.
Great advice here on Sunday Night MTG. It's been great talking with you, Baldy.
Absolutely.
I can't believe that we are at the end of day one. It's been such a long day. and there's more cards to count tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. It's going to be fun though.
Well, thanks for being on Sunday Night MTG. We've got tomorrow for day 2 of GP Memphis here live on Sunday Night MTG. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.